everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Title Needed. We are coming to you from the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret at the Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana, US of A. I am Cynthia Collins.
And I'm Scott Osborne.
We are your co-hosts.
Every time.
Every single Monday. And today we have some really interesting guests, John and Ann Cinnamon.
Well, don't oversell it yet. We just started.
We'll find
We'll be the judge of that. Let's back up. We have two mediocre people with us today.
That's much better.
And then we'll over-deliver for you.
That's perfect.
We're not going to set the bar too high. But you guys, God, it's like, what haven't you done? This is what to me, you are journalists. You have traveled everywhere. I mean, you're
well, we haven't been everywhere, but it is on our list.
Yes, almost everywhere. Let's say that. Close to everywhere. You're getting there.
No, we're still working on it.
But you're avid travelers. I mean, you have traveled the world. It's some really sometimes sketchy. There
some
incidents.
Yeah.
Right. Some. We're going to talk about all your, you being journalists, of course, but for the travel stuff, okay. We were just talking about this before the show when you were in Russia, and
Right.
you had to be detained there.
Yes.
He was. Yes, you were just waiting.
We had just gotten off a flight from Uzbekistan, and we were, I think, the only Americans. And normally we go up together for passport control and that kind of thing. And somehow we got separated. And I think that what happened was they saw him as this American man by himself coming from Uzbekistan, and they thought he was CIA or something. And so I got out, I got through, and they stamped my passport, and I'm out. And I turn around and I look, and he's moved over to the side, and he gave me one of these. And I'm like, what does that mean?
They had held my passport and called somebody else over, told me to step aside, and to cut to the chase, she went on through. They held me and eventually took me to a basement office in the Moscow airport and asking me all kinds of questions about, was I going to be meeting with politicians? What am I doing there?
Tell them what the room looked like.
a scary place.
It was like dated back to the Soviet Union.
Yeah, it was like this old metal desk and rotary
Cupped on the table.
And there was one woman there in uniform. There was another guy behind a desk just wearing like a sweater vest.
stuff.
And then there was this guy sitting in the back of the room, just kind of like this. Never said a word, but
Big.
yeah. Eventually, they asked if I had my cell phone. Could they see my cell phone? I'm in custody. What am I going to say? No. So I handed it over to them, and they start punching in numbers, and a screen came up that I had never even seen before. And apparently, it was some serial number or something to do with the phone, and they wrote it down, and we have to assume that they were going to monitor our
Good
movements the whole time we were in Russia.
What year was that?
2019.
Okay, that's
Pre-COVID.
ago.
Yeah.
During the Trans-Siberian Railway,
Okay.
which we shot along the way and turned into a documentary.
Yes, because you're photographers. You have written, but it's not out yet.
We have a book about our
Travels.
Yes.
Not yet though.
We are.
Do you share that title with us?
Well, would we have to kill him?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Only you, John. That's all right. Just go ahead.
It's a title that harkens back to something I always say about travel, especially the way we do it. Travel is no vacation.
Love it.
So that's the name of the book. And we just finished it not long ago, a couple weeks ago. And
So we're looking for a publisher.
yes. So if anybody knows a publisher or an agent, we would love a literary agent. They're in kind. So we are now working on all the pictures that will go with chapters.
Which you, of course, have taken, right?
Basically, it covers 30 years worth of us traveling together to nearly 120 countries.
We've
all over the
taken
world.
more than 100 trips together.
That's so special.
And hold on now. Now you also, besides that, what is this documentary? It was the documentary that Philip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your producer, your director.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Lay it on us.
It was the Trans-Siberian Railway.
Okay.
So we started in Moscow and ended in Beijing with stops in Mongolia, Siberia, and Mongolia. And where we were in a small little room.
The cabin we had a room on the train that was not much bigger than this booth.
Oh, it
right
really
here,
wasn't.
for 4 people.
So there was an upper, which he took,
Yeah.
and the lower that I took.
Yeah.
Stretching out leg to leg.
For 4 people, but were there 2 other people with you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
It was very close quarters.
Oh, that's
And we would
yeah,
get, and they would change out because this is how they travel. So they get around their country by train. So we had one kid that was going home to near Siberia, and he spoke just enough English that we learned that he was a student and he was going home to visit and whatever. And he was real friendly as you could be when he's speaking Russian and we're English.
And there was another woman who was in our tour group that was also in the room, and she was a snorer.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Did she?
And when you're in close quarters like this, it's loud.
So we traded her off later in the trip. Got rid of her. Got out.
Got a replacement.
Oh my god!
well, earplugs are always a
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
We
sure.
learned the hard way on that.
Well, the thing is, with all the traveling you do, excuse me, you must have it down pat. But there must always be something that always surprises you.
Oh, there's always something.
Always, right?
Comes out of nowhere,
right?
And it's like I didn't see that one coming. Write that down so we don't let that happen.
Who
again.
would have guessed that?
Like the time we got. So we jump ship one time. We jump ship. We
When we take a
cruises,
cruise.
and we'll sometimes jump ship and not end the cruise where it's supposed to end.
Yeah.
So this particular time, we jumped ship in South Korea, Busan, South Korea, and flew to
Directly?
Shanghai.
Shanghai.
We were supposed to go to Shanghai. So we flew to Shanghai to Xi'an. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're on Shanghai to Xi'an to see the Terracotta Warriors, which are
Yes.
unbelievable.
Yes.
Loved them. So we flew to Shanghai and found out that we had booked this online, that this particular flight, we needed to change airports, and it didn't tell you that. So we could not get to the other airport to pick up our flight. We begged our way onto a flight so that we could get to Xi'an because the whole trip was going down the tubes at that point. Because we didn't get there. We only had that day to see the Terracotta Warriors. And so this one woman, she's banging away and spoke, enough English to know we have a problem. And she's trying to figure it out. And in the end, she got us on another flight out of that airport and we made it. But we begged. It was like,
Yeah.
please.
She does the heavy lifting.
When I have to.
Yeah. Do you find and when you travel so much and I can just this is just my opinion, but as travelers, when you go to different countries and you speak to the people and you're with the people, everybody's just kind of they're people are people.
People are people.
Oh, yeah,
And that's the
absolutely.
that is the point of our documentary.
Right?
The point of our documentary is no matter how much you travel and where you go, people are people.
Yeah.
And we ended in Beijing, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and we're in Tiananmen Square. Yes, the Tiananmen Square. And it is full of people, families, and we became like,
We were like rock stars. Now,
they knew we were American. He's
given
6'3".
Yeah, I was just going to say, pretty tall.
6'3",
You're tall.
I stand up like a sore thumb.
Yeah. And so I had this woman come over and I thought she just wanted to get her picture taken with me. And instead, she gets her cell phone out and she's moving me around. And John's got pictures of it. And then she gives me this, finger to hold on a minute. And then she shows me what she's done. She made a little music video. She had put it to music with me dancing me around.
Already? Like
Square.
in that moment?
Right. And then, yeah, she was pretty quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I've got pictures of him that are in the documentary where he's taking pictures of these couple of their Chinese.
A couple of Chinese guys asked me to take their picture in front of the Forbidden City, which is right there.
And he's taking their picture.
Wanted that
and they're
downward
looking
angle.
looking at the pictures, and everybody's laughing and smiling. And all these families that were getting their picture taken with us, they wanted to be in pictures with us. And it's because we're American, and people do like Americans.
Earlier in that same trip, when we were in Uzbekistan, we were taking a tour, and this small group of probably teenage kids overheard us talking. They heard us speaking English, and they wanted to meet us and talk to us because they wanted to learn English and practice their English with us.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to take selfies and whatnot. So I think sort of to your question or to your point, we're just the average people around the world kind of like American people.
They do.
You know,
they want to
they're-
talk to us. They want to. They want to know about our politics because it affects them. It really does.
Yeah.
And so it's we've had experiences that aren't all good, but most of them are.
Well,
very
that
good.
happens. You know,
It
that
does.
happens.
But when I lived in Iran many years ago.
Wait, hold that thought because I want to talk about that. But we have to take a quick break. Okay.
Right.
Sure. Okay. But that is definitely so interesting to me. We're taking a break. We're back with John and Ann Cinnamon.
I'm Randy Sorrell. I hope you love some of my art that you are about to experience. Cheers. Fruit of the Vine is this one's title, and it celebrates our love of wine and vineyards and historic maps and beautiful grapes. I think you would love this. Somewhere in your home? If you dig music, especially jazz or blues and small nightclubs or even the Palladium, you're really going to enjoy this rhythm and blues oil paintings. Just absolutely captures the character and the vibe of being in one of those fun clubs. Welcome to Afternoon on the Sands. And if you've been there, you recognize it, right? Notre Dame, Eiffel Tower, one of the many historical bridges, cool oil painting with metallic. Oh, I love downtown Indy, and this is Monument Circle with the historic monument and Robert, Indiana's famous love sculpture, acrylic painting. What a great way to celebrate your heritage.
Okay. Hey, welcome back to No Title Needed. We are here with John Cinnamon and Ann Craig Cinnamon. Yes. So we were talking about your travels, but before I had to cut off there, you lived in Iran.
I did. Many years ago.
Yeah. How was that? Real quick. How was that?
Hard, hugely hard. I married my first husband, and 2 days later we moved to Tehran. He worked for Bell Helicopter, and I was 19 years old.
And
So it was a very growing up experience, to say the least. And I had my moments, but it certainly set me up to handle all kinds of things in my life. And it's probably one of the main reasons that I love to travel, because people are so interesting everywhere.
How long was your stay there?
I lived there a year and a half.
Okay.
and he was sent there for work. He was an American. Was he an American?
Yes.
And he was sent there for work.
Yes. He got a job at Bell Helicopter.
Okay.
That's kind of a big thing back in the day. And so we were there for a year and a half, and it was
Now-
an interesting experience.
This was before the Ayatollah.
The Shah was still
Shah of Iran era.
But it still had its moments with, I can give all kinds of examples. We don't want to get into it.
No.
But of things that happened that were difficult that I had to deal with. But again, people are people, and in general, people love Americans. And even then, back then, people wanted to talk to me because it was American.
Well, I think when you travel and when anybody travels, whoever, whether you're from whatever country you're from, as long as you're not the ugly tourist, right?
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk. Behave yourself in that country.
Stereotypical fat Americans.
No, I mean from any country. I know people coming here, people going everywhere, and anyone traveling.
There are people from other parts of the world. It can be difficult.
Don't
But Americans have I think a bad sort of rap. But be respectful. In general,
of the country you're in.
you want to be friendly. You want to be nice to everybody. We also try to do good things while we're there. Like when we were in Cambodia, we paid for a well to be built for a bunch of families in the area. And they put our name on it. We told them, don't spend money on it. Oh, no, we want to do that because it publicizes it so other people will do the same. So they spelled his name the Cambodian way, Jhon on the side.
It's okay.
That's cool.
We did a fundraiser when we were still in radio and took a whole bunch of clothing, money,
Medical
supplies to an orphanage in Kenya, in Nairobi, Kenya. And we've done a bunch of things like that over the years to try to actually, instead of bring souvenirs home, leave something that can help people behind, And so that has been kind of a goal of ours as well.
Can we hear a little bit about your radio career?
Right. And
I'd like to open that door up a little.
all your broadcasting. I mean,
Well, you got into it first.
I did because I'm older.
you just let the cat out of the bag.
I started at Life Radio here in Indianapolis. I did television as well. I was the first on-air person hired at Channel 59.
Also,
And I was at ZPL, WENS back in the day. We ended up at ENS doing a morning show together. And then we did a morning show at the Smooth Jazz Station together for quite a few years as well. And I was inducted into the Indiana Broadcasters Hall of Fame in 2008.
congratulations. That's fantastic.
Pretty pleased with that. I was the first full-time on-air woman on the morning show in Indianapolis.
Oh my gosh.
It's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Cinnamon?
I got to Indianapolis Radio in '85 to work at WENS and bounced around a couple other stations. And like she said, then I came back to ENS and then the Smooth Jazz Station.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, I think none of the radio stations we worked at are around anymore.
ZPL.
ZPL is, but the rest aren't.
No.
And that's, they change formats, they change call letters.
Radio does that.
Yeah. Well, you must know. I mean, like Terry Stacy, and
Terry's
Jeff
friend.
and Pidge.
Sure.
They used to have that show. They were together.
The Emmis building downtown.
Yes.
We would be in the one downstairs studio and they were in the other front.
Yeah.
So what's
That's
it?
cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun little fraternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I love my time at WENS. That's my favorite.
Oh my God.
We just had such a nice group of people and all. And now, we'd have big, huge jock meetings, and now you could hold it in a phone booth if there were such things as phone booths, because there aren't any. I mean,
iPads.
You don't have, you don't have,
No.
you don't have people on the air. You have people that voice track, or you have, from somewhere else quite often. So it's just not.
It's not the same. And a lot of things aren't the same.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed, and they're going to constantly
Quickly.
change. They're going to constantly change.
It affects the people that are involved in it, but in the long run, it's advancement usually. So
It is.
bad.
Yeah.
You have to reinvent yourself.
Sometimes
So you have to be
keep up
prepared
with
to
the
do
times.
that.
I know. I know. Sometimes I'm like, oh,
Nobody likes change.
Michael.
But you've got
I want to be there with the person.
yeah.
In person.
Absolutely. And I think radio has suffered because of that, because it's not really live and it's not,
Right?
And
doesn't have the same kind of
has
feel.
offered a
That's
similar.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Not like this. You were all together.
Yeah,
Isn't this nice?
absolutely.
So you guys really now hold on. There's also all your broadcasting, you're traveling, but aren't you were mentioning something, and that travel agents, are you? Or
We are.
We are
independent contractors.
Okay.
And we did that because we travel, not the other way around.
Right.
We don't travel because we're travel agents. We got into travel.
Like flight attendants, doing it to fly.
Yeah.
No, not that.
Right.
So we got into travel because we travel.
Great.
Okay.
As
worked out
you had experience. Yeah. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
You can really listen.
Oh, absolutely.
absolutely.
You can really lay it out for these people.
I have a client
Right?
that she's turning 60 and she can't decide if she wants to do an African safari or go to Iceland. And I can sit there and go, well, I've done African safaris here, 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 and here. It's one of my all-time favorite things. Been to Iceland a couple times too, and it's fabulous. So, but I can
Iceland's
give her.
green, right? It's
Like craters.
I thought it was.
It's like the moon.
Greenland's
It's-
ice and
it's-
Iceland's
it's-
green, right?
It's, it's all lava and everything.
Okay.
And it's
Sorry to interrupt. I just
on the safari.
It has a very unusual landscape, and that's why they shoot a lot of TV shows and movies and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like nowhere else.
What we have to wrap it up, but I do want. I know I'm getting the high sign. Where are you going next?
Ooh.
Well, interestingly enough, it's somewhere fairly close. We're going to St. Croix, and we're taking our whole family to celebrate our 30th anniversary. And we're going to renew our vows on the beach and get all our we have grandchildren that are going to be all involved. And
That's fun.
so, yeah.
That's one that's really going to be memorable.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. But we have big plans coming up for next year. Saudi Arabia.
Oh, cool.
Lord.
I've been wanting to go there.
Do you have a map where you check things off?
Yes,
We do.
Oh,
We have a map at home with all the
With the
pins in
stick
it.
pins.
Us.
We
Yep.
have pins, right?
do.
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty full.
Just got
It
back
is.
from Switzerland, and Switzerland is so small that we could barely find where we were to put the pin in here. But yeah,
Got it.
Well, you guys are so interesting, and I wish you all the best with your future travels
Thank you.
and with the book.
thank you.
Okay.
Yes, we're looking for a publisher.
Yes, yes, that's right. And so, yeah, I mean, you've almost done it all. You know?
Fortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Good.
can't stop.
No,
doing
you can't.
things. As you age, I've picked up speed, I think, in some ways, because it's like the end's in sight. Don't stop.
Yeah. You gotta get it. You gotta get it all there.
Things, right?
Got to use those feet or they'll go bad.
You gotta do it while you can.
Well, thanks.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you so
This
much.
was fun.
Thanks for joining us here for No Title Needed at the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret. Come on over. See a cabaret here. The talent is extraordinary.
And the drinks are good.
Oh, they have some great bartenders here. Get a little nosh and a cocktail and watch some great talent. So I'm Cynthia Collins,
Scott Osborne.
and we will see you next time. Thank you.